All right. 100K. Stop the music. Let's stop the music. Okay. We are here finally. 100K. What's going on, guys? What is going on? See who we got in the building right now. Dan J said, congrats from Modesto. Okay, where's everybody from? We got Modesto, California in the house. Marcos from Harrisburg, PA. Big supporter of the channel. Road Tech Business. What's going on? What's up? What's up? Congrats from Knoxville. Oh, okay. How'd you like that Knoxville video? Knoxville, Tennessee. Putnam County, Florida. Okay, we got another Knoxville. Okay. What's going on? K-Town's very own. That's right. That's right. K-Town, Kinston, North Carolina. Appreciate it. Cranford, New Jersey. Okay, Jersey. New Jersey. To consume. Kansas City, Missouri. Appreciate the support, as always. Joe Lobman from Fayetteville. The 295 loop is complete and open. Yes, it is. I got a video in both directions coming out in the next couple weeks on the Mileage Mike Travels channel. So check that out. Silver buttons coming soon. Oh, I got it right here, guys. I got it. Turn this camera. There we go. There we go. You guys see that? There it is. Thanks to all the viewers, because you don't get 100K without the audience supporting and liking and commenting on the videos. So we got it. 100K, Mileage Mike. This is the first of many to come. And I appreciate everyone who helped get to that milestone. Who else we got in here? Blitz Coasters? Coasters. Crappy DFW. Oh, man. DFW. I actually thought about moving to Dallas before I decided on Denver. Oh, you're from Goldsboro. Okay, I'm very familiar with Goldsboro. Very familiar. Yeah, Kinston High used to spank Goldsboro in basketball. Lafayette, Indiana. Why did I move from Denver to Charlotte? Why did I move to Denver from Charlotte? Ooh, that is a long story. I said I was gonna make a video about that because it's a lot of reasons, but North Carolina in general for me is like, I don't know, maybe because I'm spent so many years living there, but to me North Carolina doesn't really inspire me. Like it's a nice place to live, but it's not for the entrepreneur, in my opinion. And plus, I wanted to move out west. I've been wanting to move out west since I was stationed in California back in the day. But obviously, California is too expensive. I don't want to pay California taxes. Philadelphia. Okay, we got Philly in the house. Philly in the house. Super Bowl champions last year. Aurora, Illinois. Okay. Indiana. Verde Valley. Cary, North Carolina. Okay, North Carolina is definitely in the house. Michigan. Omaha, Nebraska. Eau Claire. Southern Texas. Mabane. Wow, Mileage Mike, so fine. Well, I hope that's a woman saying that, not a guy. Scottsdale, Arizona. Doswell, Virginia. I'm not even sure where that is. Mileage Mike has more subscribers than the population of my hometown. That's funny. I got more subscribers than the population of my hometown, too. Silver play button. Yes, let's go. Silver play. 100K over here. Cal, Texas. Okay, Cal. Cal is growing very fast. I remember I went through there in 2023. Cal is booming. It is booming. One of my buddies when I was in the Marine Corps was from Cal. And it looks way different today than it did back in the early 2000s. Kinston's making Goldsboro. Oh yeah, of course we do, man. We got Brandon Ingram, we got Jerry Stackhouse, you know. All the greats come out of Kinston. Greenville. Okay, yeah, Greenville. I know all about Oh, from Belgium, we got the International. I can't wait to do a European trip. Why not Texas? So the reason I decided against Texas was, so when I was in Dallas, I thought about moving to Dallas, and I was there for, I think it was June. It was June of 2023. And I remember I was in Plano, and I was about to do some filming in Plano because I was going to do a state of infrastructure video for Plano. And I walked outside. As soon as I got out of my car and started walking around downtown Plano, my whole shirt was drenched in sweat. And this was in June, and I was like, you know what? I can't live in Dallas. I can't live in the Dallas area. It's too hot. I can't do that. So that right there, the weather is what turned me off from Dallas. Were you in the military? Yes, I was in the Marine Corps. Hoorah, Semper Fi, my fellow devil dogs out there. I was in the Marine Corps, stationed in 29 Palms, California. Not the most exciting place to be. We had a funny saying about 29 Palms. If you look it up on the map, you're not that far from Vegas. You're not that far from LA. And you're not that far from San Diego. But you're not close to anything. So everything's a 2-hour drive from 29 Palms. H-Town, Texas, okay. Alabama, Steubenville. Do you always try to do your videos in the morning? Seems like there's not much traffic. It really depends. I just try to avoid rush hour. So sometimes it's depending on the city. Some cities don't have a lot of traffic unless it's rush hour. Then you got some places such as New York, Austin, Texas, Chicago, Atlanta, where no matter what time you drive through, there's probably going to be traffic. So in those places, I try to film on Sundays or early mornings if possible. Okay, so we are answering any and all questions today about this channel, about the other channel, about traveling in general, about the places I've been, about the places I'm going, because we still got 3 more US states to hit before we start traveling international. Still got to do North Dakota, Hawaii, and Alaska. Columbia, South Carolina. Appreciate the support. Fostings. Chapel Hill, Dallas. Oh, okay, King's Dominion. Okay, I know King's Dominion. New subscriber, love the content. Can you do more about New York? Do I have any New York videos coming? I'll have to look at the list. I'm not sure if I got any New York content planned right now. Boynton Beach, Florida. Okay. Kingston, Ontario. I know Ontario. The 401. The 401. I'm surprised you made it. You're not in traffic on the 401. St. Joseph, Missouri. Birthplace of Eminem. Oh, I didn't know he was born in Missouri. I thought he was born in Detroit. JD Life. Congrats. Thank you. I appreciate it. Portland, Oregon. Oh man, Portland. Portland is a beautiful place, but they got some things going on there. I'm going to talk about Portland here in the next few weeks. South Texas, I-69. Oh yeah, I-69. Do we need a new I-69 video? Where do I live? I'm currently living in Denver, Colorado, Mile High City. It's actually been a very warm winter out here. It only snowed like twice. And it's been a lot of 60-degree days, so surprisingly warm out here in Denver. If you ever come to Belgium, get ready for the shittiest. Really, I thought Europe had great infrastructure compared to the U.S. I'm surprised to hear you say that. Okay, I mean, because that's what I've heard all over the internet, that Europe was the place to be as far as infrastructure goes. But I like to see things firsthand before I really form my opinion. So I'll reserve judgment. Augusta, Georgia. Isn't James Brown from Augusta? James Brown, the godfather of soul. Uptown Dallas. Love the channel. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Michael Alexander. Yeah, Dallas is nice though. I did have fun in Dallas. I will say that. Met some cool people. Yeah, Dallas is definitely nice. Just a little too hot in the summer. What's the scariest road I've ever been on? So I didn't tell this story yet. I don't think so. When I went, I did a me and a couple of my cousins had a vacation in Utah back in 2024, the beginning of the year, and we got caught in a snowstorm trying to drive. We went skiing in Park City, and we were supposed to be in Moab later on that night to check out Arches National Park, and we ended up driving from Park City to Moab, but there was a snowstorm. So I looked at the map, and it looked like US 6 was where the snow was. So we decided, okay, let's go down all the way down to 15 to 70, and we can avoid the snow. Well, that didn't quite work out. It actually was a lot of snow on 70. So if you've been to Utah on Interstate 70, it's one of the most lonely roads ever. Like there's nothing out there for the most part. So I remember at one point, the scariest part of that was I was driving, of course, and there was snow coming at us, and you couldn't see anything. And I remember I was following one of the snowplow vehicles, but he ended up going so fast that I lost track of him. And I'm going like 20 miles per hour on the interstate trying to navigate all those curves and hills with zero visibility. Kind of lucky to have made that out alive. So overall, it took us 11 hours to drive from Park City, Utah to Moab. That was the craziest drive I've ever done, and I will never underestimate the snow again. The most boring road I've been on? That's a good one. I think the most boring place to drive that I've driven so far might be. I don't know. That's a tough one. I want to say somewhere. I want to say Interstate 25 in the Dakotas. No, Interstate 80. Interstate 80. Interstate 80 in Nevada. Once you get past Reno, and you from Reno between Reno and before you get to Salt Lake City, that's the most boring in my opinion that I've driven so far. Congrats. Yeah, Denver is a lot milder than I thought. So the winter last year was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like when it does snow out here, Denver actually is one of the most sunny major cities in the country. So when it does snow out here, it melts pretty fast. Do I have any children? Not yet. Not yet. What are the 3 states you haven't visited? Alaska, Hawaii, and North Dakota. The funny thing is I could just drive to North Dakota from Denver pretty easily, but not so inclined to do it at the moment. Maybe this summer. Will I ever visit Florida again? Of course. Of course. Of course. I love traveling. I'm gonna be doing this until I can't anymore. Favorite non-interstate freeway? Um, Off the top of my head, I can't think of any. Oh, I like Merritt Parkway in Connecticut. Very scenic parkway. It's a freeway, but it's not interstate standard, of course. But it was very scenic. I enjoyed driving that one. Will I make driving videos in Mexico? Yeah, I would like to go down to Mexico. Absolutely. I know a little bit of Espanol too. Will I collab with other creators? I guess if it makes sense. Weather in the East has been worse this year. Yeah, it's been a lot colder in the East than it has out here in Denver, surprisingly. I'm not complaining though. I'm not a fan of cold weather. How many miles do you travel a year? Well, when I was traveling full time, which was from 2022 up until 2024, I was probably doing about 30 to 35,000 per year. Not so much now, maybe like 15, maybe 20. What's your favorite city to visit? San Diego. High five in Dallas is scary. No, high five in Dallas is beautiful. Lovely piece of infrastructure. Have I ever been to West Texas? Yeah, I got on my other channel. I have Abilene. I think I have Abilene, Midland, and El Paso on my other channel. I haven't made any specific videos about those towns yet, but I've been out there. Are you coming back to Florida anytime soon? Probably not this year, because there's just some other places I gotta get to. I still gotta get to Southern California. 490 in Illinois. What's special about 490 in Illinois? Is there's something going on with that road? Parker Harris said, "What's up? Love highways infrastructure. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, guys. Like way back in the day, man. I've been into this stuff even when I was a kid. I used to study the little Rand McNally atlases. Actually, do I have one here? I might have one. Okay, no, it's not here. But yeah, I used to study. Don't have it here right now, but yeah, I used to study the road atlases back before. For you young guys, this is back before we had Google Maps, before we had Wikipedia. I used to study Rand McNally road atlases. I used to be the one that was telling my parents how to get where we were going, because I knew like all the highways, I knew all the roads where they took you and all that stuff. Used to study the encyclopedia, so I knew all about these cities and all these places that I never had been before, but dreamed about going to. Need the gym routine for staying in shape on the road. Yeah, I might need to make a separate video about that. One thing I will say is Planet Fitness comes in handy, but the biggest thing is your diet. It's always the diet. Going to the gym's easy. Eating healthy is the hard part. Plan to do I-70 from end to end in 2028. Oh yeah, that's going to be a great drive, especially when you get out here in Colorado. Are you from up the hill or down the hill in Kinston? I lived in both. Are you coming back to Chicago? Oh yeah, I would love to come back. I got to come back to the Midwest in general, because when I went to the Midwest last time, especially towards the end, like in Ohio and things like that, it started getting cold, and I was kind of ready to get back home to the South. So I kind of rushed through some of those places like Pittsburgh and Cleveland, Columbus, and I definitely want to go back out there and spend some more time in those places. Haven't been on I haven't been on $1 Million Highway yet. And what's the other one in Denver? I haven't driven up to Pikes Peak yet. So I might try to get on those in the summer. It's about time to get a new car too. So that'd be a good way to test out the new ride. Belgium's roads are very bad. Lots of potholes. Okay. There was a bridge collapse. Oh, wow. Okay. I had to look into that. Yeah, I can't wait to go to Europe. I think we're gonna start the international travel next year. But you know, I wanted to explore my own country first before I went out and started looking at other people's countries and judging them. I wanted to go all over the US first. US 6 is scary even in good weather. You are right about that. US 6 is the most dangerous road in Utah, which I think that's one of the videos I got on the list to talk about that. What interstates have I never been on yet? I think I've been on all the major interstates by this point. There might be a few little spur routes here and there I haven't been on, but I've been on all the major ones. 80 is fun compared to 29. Yeah, the Interstate 29 is Charlotte. But I don't like Charlotte that much. Yeah, it's like I said about Charlotte, like it's objectively, I get why people are moving there. Like everything's new and clean and shiny. Cost of living is low in North Carolina compared to some of these other states I've been to, and the weather's mild, but no longer for me. No longer for me. I have my fill with Charlotte. I'm good. Follow your posting with enthusiasm. That's the way to do it. I appreciate that. Is Nevada the most desolate and empty state you visited so far? No. South Dakota is very desolate and empty. But Nevada's definitely up there. I haven't been around most of Nevada. I've only been through Vegas and through Reno. So I haven't been into the interior of Nevada just yet. What's your favorite place you visited? Well, my favorite city overall is San Diego, but recently, I love visiting New York. Wouldn't want to live in New York, but I love visiting New York. So much to do. My trip to the Pacific Northwest last year, loved Seattle. Seattle was awesome. Perfect weather. Oh, and I love San Francisco. Man, California is just awesome. It's just too expensive. They just tax you to death out there. I can't do it. Famous last words. Oh no, of course not, man. You should always trust an engineer. You should always trust an engineer. You're in good hands. When did you become an engineer and when did you retire? I wouldn't consider it retiring because I didn't stay in corporate that long. I just worked in there a couple years. Because think about me, guys. I never been much into working for other people. So I went to school for engineering so that I could, if I couldn't be successful in my own business, then I could at least have a good job that I enjoy. So that's why I went to school for engineering. So once it made sense, once YouTube was making enough money and I felt comfortable with what I was making and what I had saved up, I just put in my 2 weeks notice and I hopped in my car and got up out of there. But it was cool though. Civil engineering is a good field. If I had to work for someone else, I would enjoy being a civil engineer. Is a good field if you have to work for someone else, and it's very stable too. So, so. But yeah, so about the channel, guys, it's now some of you guys might not remember, but the channel that's now Mileage Mike Travels used to be Mileage Mike. So when I started that channel back in 2019, the goal, the idea was to just drive around all those places that I dreamed of as a kid, you know, the roads, the highways, and see all the cities. Never knew it was gonna get to this point. You know, we got 100,000 subscribers and make enough money from YouTube to make a living, a pretty comfortable living too. Who would have thought? Man, I wish this was around when I was 18. I would have done this. But we are here now. So yeah, that's how things started. And then I remember after doing those videos for a while on that channel, people be in the comments wanting to know my opinion about some of the places I visited. And then I started doing the commentary videos that you guys see on this channel, but I did them on that channel first. So if you go look at the Mileage Mike Travels channel, you'll see my first commentary style video was talking about a place I love to talk about, which was Atlanta traffic. So that's how we got it all started with these types of videos. And so when I started, but then I realized that mixing up those types of content wasn't good for the audience and for the algorithm. So started this channel in January of 2023. And it was so exciting. I remember the first video on this channel got the whole channel monetized, and that was the 10 most dangerous roads in America. So if you go look at the first video on this channel, we actually got monetized in 3 weeks. So that felt pretty good. Got monetized in 3 weeks off just one video. So you guys been supporting for a while. And then it's just been up from there. It's just been up from there. I-70 between Topeka and Lyman. Oh, you know what? I think you're right. I think I-70 in Kansas, well, between Lyman and you might as well say all the way from Denver to Topeka is more boring than I-80 in Nevada. Because at least in Nevada, you got mountains. Like there's nothing but boring plains out there. So I'll give you that. That's a good one. Where do you believe I-11 should be routed in the Phoenix metro area? I think the way it's routed was so that it bypasses Phoenix, like counting around the southwest using, what's that freeway, 202? So I think that's the best way to do it. Don't send the traffic on I-11 through the middle of Phoenix because you're going to just make traffic worse in the city. So I think it's a good idea if they use that loop to bypass the core city of Phoenix. What are you doing as an engineer? You mean, what was I doing as an engineer? I was in land development as an engineer. Did you go to Lyman? Yes, Lyman is on the channel. I already talked about Chicago. You got 2 questions about the Cross Bronx. Okay, what are your questions about the Cross Bronx Expressway? Which season would you consider traveling through Alaska? I'm thinking summer because I'm not trying to, I want all the roads to be as thawed out as they get. So I'm thinking like August, maybe September. Because I want to, I want to be able to drive on on the roadways. So, we got to get on the Dalton Highway. We got to get on the Alaska Highway. We're going to go through the Yukon Territory in Canada, British Columbia. So we got to do all that because, yeah, that's going to be a fun trip. Which state has the worst drivers? I mean, Colorado's pretty up there. Does too much driving get boring? Uh, I'll say it's boring. I think I think it's boring when you're going places that you've been multiple times already, and when it's a boring highway at the same time. The most exciting part is when you're going somewhere you haven't been before. So now there aren't that many places I haven't been at this point, but yeah, it gets boring when you're going to like the same places over and over. Like for example, if I leave Denver to go to Kansas City, so I'm trying to get back east, that's a very boring drive. Or when I'm trying to get to the West Coast, if I go through Wyoming through Cheyenne, Interstate 80, that's a boring drive because I've already done it so many times before. So it's nothing to look forward to. Do I think I would travel to all the countries? I would like to, but you know that's a tall order. That's a tall order, but we're gonna see how much we can do. Um, I don't know where we're gonna start. I don't know. Should we start with Europe or should I start with Asia? Start with Europe, Asia, Africa, Latin America. What continent should we start with first for international? I heard Japan has wonderful infrastructure, so I'm kind of leaning towards checking out Japan. What city has the best bridges? New York City. Not even close. Not even close. New York City has the best bridges. Have you driven on Merritt Parkway? Yep. I have not driven on Wilbur. I don't remember Wilbur Cross. I have driven on the Merritt Parkway. What car do you drive currently? Kia Forte. Um, right now, I think it. So I bought that car. So the car when I first started, I had a Honda Accord that I bought brand new when I came back from my deployment when I was in the military. And I retired that car in 2022, and it had just a little over 300,000 miles. So if you want a reliable car, Honda is it. So I got the Kia because it was just cheap, and I needed something that was going to last a few years. And that car had about 66,000 miles on it when I first got it in 2022, and now it is up to 180,000 miles. So that's how much I've driven since 2022. Whole lot of miles need to be. Yeah, the interstate system always needs work. See, the thing is with the interstate system also is that people forget that when the interstate system was first conceived, majority of Americans' population lived in the Midwest and the Northeast. So if you look at places like Cleveland, Chicago, uh, Detroit, they have very well built out roadway systems. But what started happening that no one saw coming was that everyone started moving to the South. So that's why you see so much road construction, so many freeways being updated and expanded down in the South because when interstate system was first conceived, not places like Charlotte was small. Charlotte was a small town. They only had like what 200,000 people. Raleigh was nothing. Um, Nashville, like these places were not prominent back then. So the interstate highway system basically helped build those cities, and now we're playing catch up. So that's one of the things that hurt Nashville was that they built that little loop downtown, which worked when Nashville was a small town. But now you got another 1.5 million people since they first planned that. So everybody started coming to the South. So there's a lot of work going on trying to keep up with the population growth in the South. Control City Freak. Yeah, Control City Freak. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Very, very unique concept for a channel. Definitely gotta respect the creativity. Gas station maps. What's the best city I've driven through? What's a cool city to drive through? Well, I like driving through mountains. I think mountains are probably the most scenic thing, but the best city I've driven through, I will say there was nothing like driving into New York for the first time. When you're coming off the New Jersey Turnpike and you see the New York skyline, the first time I saw that, that was the most exciting first impression of a city. Commerce City. Oh, Commerce City. Yeah, right here in Colorado. Okay. Appreciate Transportation Tuesday. All right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you notice too, also Transportation Tuesday has a lot of Colorado topics. I mean, I just go off what I see in my feed or if you guys send me stories. And of course, since I'm in Colorado, I get a lot of news stories on my feed from Colorado. I-69 video first, but I'm sure. Oh yeah, yeah. I saw the I-69 video get stolen. I saw that. I think I called him out on my second I-69 video. But, you know, I come up with the ideas and, you know, some people want to copy it. It's all good. It's all good. Do I think I-87 in North Carolina will ever be built? North Carolina's portion will be built. North Carolina has never seen a blue shield or a freeway that they did not want to be an interstate. So I think you'll see Interstate 87 built in North Carolina within the next 10 to 15 years. But Virginia, I have my doubts. Virginia doesn't seem interested. Lake Norman. Oh, man, I spent a lot of time in that area. Lake Norman. Shout out to Lake Norman. Probably couldn't live without Google Maps. Yeah, man, it's crazy how much the world changed so quickly. I'm telling you, like in the 90s, people had to actually know, you had to actually look at the signs or have a map. It was a whole different world. It's crazy how much technology has advanced since the iPhone. I like to call it before the iPhone and after the iPhone. So the iPhone came out in 2007, and that's when things started shifting. And like everything we do now is totally different. What do I think about Indianapolis? Indianapolis wasn't too exciting to me. It kind of reminded me of like a more boring version of Charlotte, but I'm willing to go back and spend some more time and see if I have a different opinion the second time. But I'm not a big fan of Indianapolis. A Jeep Rubicon. I would like to get a Jeep, but for how much I drive right now, I do want a Jeep, but for how much I drive, it doesn't make sense from a gas perspective. So I think I'm gonna get a hybrid because little information for you guys is that when you're doing your taxes, you can write off miles. So if you have a more fuel efficient car, it saves you a lot of money in taxes. Have you seen the divergent circle in Superior? No, I haven't seen that. Let me note that. Diverging circle in Superior. That sounds pretty interesting right there. Bloody 98 in Alabama. Is that what they call it? Bloody 98? Is that US 98? San Jose. Have I driven 152 in California? I don't think so. Will I make a Discord server? Maybe. Thing is, don't you have to be able to regulate those things or moderate? I don't know if I have the time to moderate it because I'm already so busy running both of these main channels. And yeah, it's a lot of work. So not sure. Which states do you start seeing a lot of aggressive, unsafe drivers the most? You see a lot in Texas. You see a lot of people in Texas taking the Texas and doing their own thing in Texas. But as far as aggression goes, New York City is the most aggressive place for driving in the country. I had to make a whole video about New York driving. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. New York is different. Driving in New York is not for the weak. What cities have you not been to yet? There's a lot of cities. I mean, I'll probably, there are tons of cities in America, so I'll never be able to go to every city, but I've been to pretty much almost every major city in the country at this point. As an engineer major, would you talk about the process, the do's and the don'ts? And would I do a road trip with subscribers? I can do a video talking about how to be an engineer. That's a video I had an idea for. I just hadn't gotten around to making. Road trip with subscribers, you mean like a live stream or something? If that's what you're talking about, I got to think about that because, most people are cool, but, some people get a little crazy. You don't know what people might do if they know where you are. How's the Francis Scott Key Bridge coming? Have you ever traveled? I have not been to Hawaii yet. And I'm going to do a video soon about the new plans for the new Key Bridge. And I'm pretty sure you guys probably already saw, but yours truly has some of the best footage of the old Key Bridge on my Miles My Travels channel. Actually had a whole lot of news channels reaching out for that footage when that whole situation happened. Some from Europe. Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You should do more. You should do transportation meme videos. What's a transportation meme? You got to explain that one for me. California 152 is in Central California. Okay, I haven't been there. Have I been in Jackson Hole yet? Not yet. I do want to go there though, because the pictures of Jackson, Wyoming, in the warmer months look amazing. So I gotta get up there. The thing is with Jackson is that there's no major airport, so you gotta drive up there. That's a long drive from Denver, but we're gonna get it done at some point. Mexico, yeah, we're gonna get to Mexico at some point. I got to get our lovely neighbors, Mexico and Canada. The highest tolls I've seen is DC has some crazy tolls for their express lanes. I didn't pay for them, but they were pretty high. Favorite place in Arizona? I haven't spent that much time in Arizona. I did like Flagstaff, especially in the summer. It felt pretty warm. And in the Phoenix area, I liked Scottsdale. Scottsdale had a lot going on. A lot of nice, cool restaurants and little bars and lounges up in Scottsdale. So I didn't care that much for Phoenix itself, but Scottsdale was pretty cool. Congrats on the silver play. I appreciate it. U-Haul Shorts. U-Haul Shorts. He's always out here supporting the channel. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Favorite places in the U.S.? City-wise, San Diego. As far as scenery goes, the best scenery in the U.S. has been probably, it's between Utah and California, because California is beautiful, but Utah has like those very unique. If you haven't been to Utah, you need to get out there. You need to see Arches. You need to see Canyonlands. You need to see Zion National Park. You need to see the Salt Flats. Like Utah has all these places that don't look like anywhere else in the country. So I really was impressed by the scenery in Utah. Congratulations. It's not Mileage Mike. What do you mean? It's always Mileage Mike. Have the best travel videos on YouTube. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Are you gonna make a video on how you got started? Yeah, at some point I think I think I'm gonna do a whole series. I know you guys are probably some of you guys might be interested in that. If you are, let me know in the chat, like a video about how to be an engineer, what's it like to be an engineer, how I transitioned from being an engineer to getting on YouTube, how I built the YouTube up. If you're interested in that stuff, let me know. I might try to do something like that. I don't think those videos might not do that well in the algorithm, but if you guys want them, we might try to find some way to do that. Some of us knew you when you had less than 5K subs. Oh yeah, I appreciate the day ones. Appreciate the day ones. Yeah, you can see the videos getting better and better over time. I remember, get this mic closer here. I remember the first time doing one of those commentary videos, man, it was, I think I did it with my little iPhone earpods. You can definitely see the sound difference. You're on the right side of the screen. Yes, I am. That's because I got this stuff set up over here. Let's see. Move a little this way. Favorite highway to drive in the nation? In the whole country? I might have to say overseas highway, Miami to Key West. Definitely a must drive if you are an American. That's one of the greatest American road trips. You got to do it if you have not done it yet. Autism fuel. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Never thought I'd be interested in looking at highways. I will say this: like I never thought that there were this many people interested in, especially on the other channel. So when I meet people in person and they ask what I do and I show them the Mileage Mike Travels channel, they are blown away. They're like, "People watch you drive around the country?" I'm like, yeah, they do. And on this channel, of course, we talk about the drives. So yeah. It's shocking to most people, you know. So this is a new lane. Like nobody's really done this. Nobody really does this. That's when I subscribed at Atlanta Reds. Oh yeah. I got a new Atlanta video. So I went to Atlanta over the holiday break. So a new Atlanta video is on the way. I gotta update the Atlanta traffic situation. You're missing Grainfield. Where's Grainfield? What state has the best roads and what state has the worst roads? The best roads that I've seen, honestly, North Carolina. North Carolina takes great care of their roads. They spend a lot of money on their roads. They're mostly smooth and great condition. Some of the worst roads I've seen have been Pennsylvania, Colorado, what's another? South Carolina. But yeah, North Carolina's pretty good. Texas is kind of hit or miss. It depends on where you are. Texas has the most expensive roadway network, of course. Come out to Akron, and show off I-76. City needs some love. Yeah, I got to get back to Cleveland, that Cleveland, that Northeast Ohio area. That's one of the areas I didn't spend as much time in because that winter weather. I got a taste of that lake effect snow when I was in Cleveland. And I was like, oh man, I got to get up out of here. I got to come back in the summer. For April Fools, you should explain why Atlanta has the best traffic. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I-185 in Georgia. Yeah, that one's pretty bad too. That is true. June is the time to go to Alaska. I think you're right about that. Will they ever have light rail in Nashville? I'll never say never, but one of the problems with Nashville is the layout of the city. See, this is when people suggest transit as the solution to every traffic problem. The problem is especially a lot of these Sunbelt cities, is how the cities are designed. You got to remember why people move to the South. People are moving to the South from the Northeast so they can get a single family home in a cul-de-sac neighborhood. That type of development is highly incompatible with transit. And the problem is, you look at a place like Nashville with that wheel and spoke design that they have, where are you really going to put a light rail that's going to capture a lot of vehicles off the road? So when you start really thinking out the details and the cost of acquiring property to build a proper light rail network in Nashville, it stops making sense. So it goes back to what I said before, I've been saying, and we see the evidence in New York City. The only thing that's going to get people off the road in America is making driving more expensive. Not popular politically, but that's the only thing that's proven to work. That's why congestion pricing worked in New York. Manhattan's traffic is lower, which I'm going to do a congestion pricing update video here pretty soon. Unpopular opinion, the only thing that will get Americans off the road is if driving costs more money. If gas is $2.90 a gallon, why am I going to ride the bus or the train? That's the way most Americans think. You got to understand the culture. Now, transit makes sense on paper, but you got to understand the culture, and that's the culture. In America, we want we're very individualistic here in America. And that's one of the things as well with our culture. And the most individualistic form of transportation is what? The car. The Dalton Highway? Oh yes. I can't wait to see the Dalton Highway. I remember watching the video, I think it was on History Channel. So I used to like watching the History Channel back in the day. They did a video about the Dalton Highway, I believe. California 152. Okay, let me note California 152. I'm gonna make sure I check that out when I go back to California. Oh, speaking of upcoming trips, so you guys following the Miles Bright Travels channel probably noticed that I went back to the East Coast for the holidays, and I went to briefly in the Northeast, went through Virginia, went through North Carolina. So I filmed some of the new roads in North Carolina. I got to see the Interstate 42 updates, went to Atlanta, and came back up through Tennessee, went through Crashville, on out to Memphis. Got to check out I-57 in Arkansas. So you're going to be seeing that pretty soon. And here in April, we're going to be headed down to Vegas. So there's going to be some Vegas content pretty soon. I'm probably going to talk about the Vegas Beltway. I'm going to be studying the traffic in Las Vegas. I might briefly touch LA. I'm not going to fully travel around LA and San Diego just yet because I don't have the time. But I am going to do that drive from LA to Las Vegas. So we're going to talk about that. Probably talk about the California high-speed rail again. But yeah, so that's coming up. So Las Vegas is planned for April. So be on the lookout for some Vegas content. And to get to Las Vegas, of course, I'm going to drive through Arizona and New Mexico. So might have some content from those areas too. Where did I get my degree? I went to UNC Charlotte. right there on the wall. University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Bachelor of Science, Civil Engineering. Yes, we will get to Mexico eventually. I-81 in Knoxville to I-64. It's up there, but you get a little bit of mountains on I-81, so it's not as bad as some of these flat ones. How would I do North Korea? I don't know. I might have to call up my boy, what's his name, Kim. I might say, hey Kim, what's up, man? Can you give me a little pass, man? I want to come film the roads out there, see what the infrastructure in North Korea is like. You think he'll let me? Start with the UK. Yeah, I'm thinking of starting with the UK. You know, they speak English. Most familiar with the US. I think that's where I'm going to start. Probably start in the UK. Then I kind of want to do a separate trip for continental Europe. I want to hit Portugal, Spain, Germany. Of course, go down to Rome, check out Italy. And of course, I got to check out the Netherlands. I've always been fascinated by Dutch engineers. I want to check them out. And yeah, we got to check out Germany, the home of the Autobahn. Europe or Asia first? Yeah, probably one of those first. They got the most developed infrastructure, so that's my motivation. Will you go back to the Boxster? If you see me with a Boxster again, I'm probably gonna be like 50 years old. These days, I try to invest a lot of my extra money, so I buy cars for utility now. No more flashy cars. That was a different life. How do I feel about Fresno not having any type of interstates? What isn't California 99 mostly a freeway in Fresno at this point? So it's not too bad. It's just the fact that when the interstate system was developed, Fresno wasn't all that big, and they chose to route Interstate 5 a little further west. But I think there's a plan in the long range for California 99 to eventually be, what was it, Interstate 7 or something like that? If you come back to Chicago, will you film I-80? Of course. Oh, but of course. So that's another thing too. So when I first started traveling, guys, I didn't have money. I was broke. So if you look at my old videos, if you look at my oldest videos on my Mileage Mike Travels channel, you're gonna see the camera's all shaky. I didn't film like I film now. You had to survive. So I used to film my iPhone 8, and that was considered an old iPhone back then. But you had to do what you had to do because I wanted it that bad. So I just went with what I had. So now the quality's a lot better now on the videos. So I definitely will be revisiting a lot of places that I filmed when I had less money. So just like Florida, I went to Florida the first time in 2021 and my money was tight. I remember I used to do Uber Eats to help survive down there when I was on the road back then. But when I went to Florida in 2024, money was good and Florida was awesome. And I had a great time. So, got to do a lot more. See, when you have more money, you can do more leisurely stuff. You can go hang out at the beach. You can go out. You can meet people. You can go meet women. You can do all these great things. You can check out the sites and stuff like that. But so that's how we travel these days. I get to stay in nicer hotels. No more Motel 6s. So yeah, it's things a little different now. Oh, what do we do? What happened? Do we switch cameras? Okay, there we go. What else we got? What kind of car are you interested in now? Think about a hybrid Toyota Camry or Honda Accord. One of those two. I'm not a big fan of Kia. If you guys saw what happened with the that situation with the people stealing the Kias and stuff like that, I'm not a fan of how they reacted to that. So I won't be buying any more Kias. Going back to Honda or Toyota. What interstate do I hate the most in terms of traffic? Probably the downtown connector in Atlanta. Big empty freeways in the Rust Belt. Absolutely. And I got a video coming out that I'm working on probably within the next month, talking about the places you can go that have good flowing traffic. If you guys notice what I said earlier about the interstates, when the interstate system was conceived, the Rust Belt had a lot more population. So these places like Cleveland, Cincinnati, Detroit, they got all these roads. They got way more roadway capacity than they need now because they were designed for a much larger population. St. Louis is a good one too. Places like that, like if you want to escape traffic, And if you want a lower cost of living, the Midwest is the play. Like honestly, if I didn't dislike the cold weather, I would have considered moving to a Midwestern metro area. But I'm not a fan of that kind of cold. Like Denver can get cold, but it's dry. It's dry out here, and it doesn't last that long. In the Midwest, you get some brutal cold. I can't do it. But if you can deal with the cold, the Midwest is the play. Less traffic, more well developed infrastructure, and the lower cost of living. Favorite metro area outside the West Coast? I think I said earlier, New York is nice. Chicago is amazing to visit. Um, I like Fort Lauderdale. I like South Florida. South Florida is fun. I like visiting Atlanta. I just want to live in Atlanta, but I like visiting there. Fresno should be I-7. Yeah, I think so. Wilbur Cross Parkway. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I need to do a. I do want to do another Northeast trip when it's warm, because that's also another thing too. When I went through Boston, Maine, and those places like that last time, it was cold, so I didn't really get to see the true beauty. Also, New Hampshire, I didn't get to go up to the Franconia Notch. I got to get up there when it's all nice and green. There's so many places to go in the summer, but you got so much limited time because I got to go to. I want to get up into back into Canada. I want to get to British Columbia. Want to get to Vancouver. Want to get to Winnipeg, Calgary, and Saskatoon. Is that what it's called? Congrats by Captain says congrats. Please appreciate it. Austin did nothing. Exactly. Yeah. Austin did nothing. That if you don't build it, they won't come does not work, guys, in reality. So when you hear somebody saying that, oh, we should not build, we should not improve the roads, and that's going to make people stop driving. No, it's not. They're just going to sit in traffic and complain about it. That's Austin's a great example of that. Lyman. Pittsburgh is amazing entrance. Yeah, Pittsburgh is beautiful. I definitely want to get back to Pittsburgh and spend at least like 2 weeks out there when it's warm, because it was cold when I was in Pittsburgh too, and so I didn't stay there as long as I wanted to. Sheets or Wawa? That's a good one. I'll probably give it to Sheets. One of the things I don't like about Wawa, I know people in the Northeast love Wawa. Like when I was in Jersey, everybody was Wawa'd out. One of the things I don't like about Wawa is like if you look at their snacks, like when you buy like the chips or the candy, everything is big. And one of the things that they do here in America is these serving sizes. So everything's about portions. So sometimes I want a snack, but I don't want a big bag of chips or a big king size candy. But Wawa, everything is a big king size everything. But Wawa has better coffee. Wawa does have the best coffee. But overall, I mean, my favorite gas station is Quick Trip. It's for real this time. That's right. In the flesh. In the flesh. I did just get back from the gym over there in Glendale. So I almost forgot about it. I was in Whole Foods shopping, buying some food, and I was like, oh, man, that's right. I got the live stream at 3. I got to get home. So I had to rush up out of the grocery store to get here. I wouldn't care to live in the Northeast for most part. Why is that? The weather. And it's crowded too. So so the thing is with the Northeast is, one is the weather. Number 2, I don't like cold weather. And number 2 is it's like how crowded it is, and how everything, the cost of living, the taxes, the tolls. I like walkability. So where I live in Denver, it's extremely walkable. I got restaurants, I got bars, I got a gym in my building. I got grocery stores very close, multiple grocery stores within walking distance. So I like walkability, but I also like to have the option, if I want to get in my car and drive without being charged a crazy amount of tolls. So that's another factor when it comes to the Northeast. A lot of the roads are tolled. But yeah, the biggest one is the weather though. It's the weather. I did consider moving to DC. That's the furthest north I will move, is the DC area. Waze is the best GP app. I agree. I love Waze. What's your favorite state? DOT? I like Florida DOT, Florida, Texas, and North Carolina. Massachusetts DOT. See, I got to spend more time in Massachusetts. I don't want to give an opinion on that. That's one of the states that I didn't spend enough time in to really, really get a feel of it. What's it like to travel the whole route of Interstate 70? The reason I haven't made that video yet is because I have not traveled all of Interstate 70 yet. I haven't done the portion between I haven't done the portion of Pennsylvania. I haven't done the portion east of Columbus. So once I get back over there and do those portions and actually get, because I don't like to talk about places I haven't been. So until I get, and those are major parts, especially the part in Pennsylvania. That's part of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. So I got to get out there and actually experience that before I come tell you guys what it's like. When I don't know what it's like. What's the next planned interstate for the main channel? Uh, Probably not a long one yet. I got to do Interstate 66. That's one I recently traveled when I went back east. It's a little short. It's a little short one over there in the DC area. I got to do Interstate 42. I'm thinking about doing an Interstate 57 video because I did get to check out the new part of 57 in Arkansas. So we might be talking about that soon. Interstate 42 in North Carolina. Interstate 10. Now, I've been on Interstate 10 in California before, but I haven't been on Interstate 10 since I've been doing YouTube. So since it's been so long, I want to wait until I get back down there to drive the portion between Phoenix and LA before I make the I-10 video. I know you guys want to see that one. So once I get out there in April, you can expect that video. Revising and renumbering in it. No, I don't think it's worth the money to renumber the interstates. You got to remember it costs money to do all that. So yeah, Florida. I like Florida DOT. Florida has some amazing roads, and part of that is because their weather is so warm year round. So Florida's one of the best states as far as roads go. There are videos that cover all I-70 from end to end. Yeah, there are, but they're not Mileage Mike videos. See, when I do it, it's gonna be different. When I do it, it's gonna be different. We're gonna do it all, and we're gonna do that one from east to west because I got to save Utah and Colorado for the end. Can I make people moderators? Yeah, we'll get some mods up in here. Let me see. Oh, how many people we got watching right now? We got 100. We got 100 people in the building. Oh, okay. We got 100 people live. Oh my God. When you film Texas, where you going 85? Yeah, at some points I was going slower. So what I found out, I didn't realize till later. Actually, one of my tires was losing. One of my tires was what do you call it? One of my tires, like the metal was exposed, so my tire was like bumpy because I felt it, and I didn't know what it was. But after I got done filming the road, I went and got it checked out. So that's why I didn't feel comfortable going. But you only feel it when you went up to like 80 miles per hour. So that's why I didn't do that. Oh, we got a super chat. Ooh, $7. Who was that? Stylo Erotic. Oh, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Appreciate the super chat. Oh my. $7. Appreciate it. What did he say? Now that you're out west, will you do drive videos on roads like 88.9 Alpha in Arizona? I think I already did that. I did that. And I think I did. Did I do 191 in Moab? I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did 89 in Arizona. That's the one that goes to what's it called? What's the resort city in Arizona that starts with the S? Hang on. Sedona. Yeah, Sedona. I was out there. Yeah, I've been out there. I filmed that one. Where we at? But yeah, shout out to the super chat. Shout out to the super chat. Got to put that guy on screen. $7. $7. Okay. What else we got? What else we got in here? Yeah, keep the questions coming. Keep them coming. I know you guys. We're definitely doing something unique here. Like who else you know has traveled like this? Who else do you know? What else we got? Rio Grande Valley again. Yeah, I definitely gotta get down there again. The reason I left the Rio Grande Valley last time was, man, it was hot down there, man. It was, I think I was down there in June. It was like the worst time to go down there. So it was scorching down there. I was like, man, I got to get out of here. North Carolina 16 would be better if they take a U-turn. You talking about the continuous flow intersection? I know it's there, but when I lived, I didn't go to that part of Charlotte that much when I was there, so I'm not sure how well it worked overall. I drove through it. Excuse me. I drove through it maybe once or twice, so I'm not I'm not entirely sure how well that one works. Yeah, Flagstaff was pretty cool. I think those are travels I was. Yeah, you can ask about. Yeah, you can ask about the other channel also. You can ask about the Miles Mike Travels channel too. How many hours did I drive each day in my travels? Well, it depends. So also when I first started, I didn't understand. You learn things along the way because this is something new. It hasn't been done. So there's nobody for me to ask like, how do you do this? How do you do that? So kind of trial and error as far as figuring out what people want to watch and what they don't want to watch. So if you guys will see things evolve since the beginning. So initially, when I first started, I was just filming in my neighborhood. The old first video on my other channel you saw in Plaza Midwood, that's where I used to live in Charlotte. Like I used to live in that building right there at the beginning of the video. Had a nice little apartment with a loft right there in Plaza Midwood with a view of the Charlotte skyline. It was pretty awesome. And then over time, I started seeing which videos you guys like the most, which ones do the best in the algorithm. And so when I'm out grinding, when I'm really grinding, I can just film all day long. I can just film all day long. Like when I was so actually on this last trip when I was in Atlanta, there was one day when I was in Atlanta where I got up in the morning and started filming at like 7 up in Johns Creek, Georgia, and I went all the way until like 8 p.m. that night, just stopping to eat a little bit here and there, and that was about it, man. So when I'm grinding, I'm grinding. I'm grinding. I love I-95 Miami. Yeah, I like I-95 in Florida. Austin, Texas, worst piece. Interstate 35. Yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I might take a short trip to Texas this year. I got to talk about Austin. I'll talk about Austin. Will you do more about Canada in the future? Yeah, I want to get back into Canada at some point this year. Since I'm in Colorado, it's not that far to get to up to Canada. Can we come and say hi? If you're in Colorado and you see me, then sure. Please go to Alaska. Absolutely. Highways and traveling is the best. Yes, it is. I-64, Norfolk, Hampton Roads. Yeah, I think it is the only place like that. Yeah, Norfolk. That's one of the reasons why they came up with this I-87 to try to give another connection to the Hampton Roads because it's kind of that dead-end cul-de-sac. I think that's very unique on the interstate highway system. What do I think of Chicago traffic? It's definitely one of the worst. It's one of the worst. So normally I try to time my videos to where I'm filming and I can avoid traffic, but Chicago is one of those places where you either got to get up very early in the morning, and even then that doesn't save you. You got to try to wait till like a Sunday or a holiday in Chicago. Um, yes, Chicago is definitely one of the worst traffic in the country. When will you go to North Dakota? Maybe this year. I mean, I could go to North Dakota tomorrow, but don't really feel so inclined with this weather. But probably when it warms up, I'll consider it. I use my turn signal more because of your videos. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Should always use your turn signal even when no one is watching. For some reason, I watch your videos just because the noise is on the road. I do too. Actually, sometimes I use my own videos to kind of relax and go to sleep at night. Sometimes, like it's pretty cool. What else do we got? Were you about to do on I-26? Of course, yes. Moving people out to rural areas that would work, but the problem is, you gotta have jobs. And then when you're talking about young people, the problem with rural areas also, if you're a young person, is the amenities. And if you're not married yet, it's gonna be hard for you to find a girlfriend or a wife or something in a rural area. You got to live where more people are, and younger people want to be around a lot of activity. But I think when you're older, rural areas can be okay. But me personally, I like the city amenities. I like being able to, I like having access to all these things. I like I like having my food delivered with Uber Eats. I like being able to get Uber Eats. I like being close to an international airport. So rural areas are a tough sell in modern times, especially for younger people. But if you're older, I think it could, and you can work from home or something. It could work. Do I think they will finish I-69? Not in this lifetime. Not in this lifetime. I think the best you can hope for is different little pieces of it being finished, but I don't think I will see it be finished. I don't think I'll see it finished. Visit Clinton, Manhattan, Perry's SP, Lake Shawnee. Okay. 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 And the live stream will be saved, so I'll come back and read some of you guys' recommendations when I go on a trip, in case I forget some of them. I love Las Vegas. Yeah, Las Vegas. I used to go to Las Vegas a lot when I was in the military. When will I make a video on South Carolina? I don't think I have any South Carolina topics. Actually, you know what I am going to do? I got a video comparing North Carolina and South Carolina. Which one is better? I think you guys can already guess what my answer is, but that's one of the videos I got planned. Detroit Windsor does a lot of large trucks. Oh, okay. Okay. Did not know that. Could you do the Illinois East Towns? Yeah, absolutely. See, on that last trip through St. Louis, I was just passing through, so I was only there for what, like one night. But eventually, I got to do a actual. See, when I'm just passing through somewhere, I won't film that much. I'll just film like some of the major. I might get like one city, maybe a major highways. But when I do my week or two stay in one city, I can really, really cover a lot of stuff. Avenue of the Saints. I heard about that, but I got to do more research on it. I don't know the details of it. Texas is doing their part. Yeah, Texas will be building. Congratulations, Michael. Oh, he used the full name. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Am I scared of giant boulders on 77? No, the only scary highway to me was, like I told you guys earlier, when I was driving in that snow on I-70 in Utah. Outside of that, man, I'm pretty good. I-73 and 74 would come to South Carolina. Well, Okay, what else we got? One page. He said you did the almost interstates and nailed it. Oh yeah, you know what? I was supposed to do a part 2 to that video, wasn't I? I gotta make sure I put that on the list. How do you film the drives? What's the setup? You can use any setup you want. I just use my phone. You just need some type of mount for your camera. You can use your phone. I also used to use the GoPro on some videos. So either one. You just need any camera and just mount it on the windshield. You want to see a video on I-77? Yeah, we can do I-77. We can do that. I-77 is the C interstate. You got Columbia, South Carolina. You got an indirect connection to Charleston via I-26. You got Charlotte. You got and you got Cleveland. And you got Charleston, West Virginia. That's the C interstate. Florence. Interstate 3 will ever get built? I doubt it. I've been in New York. Yeah, New York's great. Oh, Dinosaur? Yeah, that's one town I want to get to. Well, since I am here in Colorado, eventually I think I will get to all the little towns out here. I got to get out to, what is it, down there to Southwest Colorado. I got to get out there in that area. Also, Davenport, Iowa. Yeah, that area can get cold. Calgary. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Calgary to okay. They did the same in Denver. If they don't build it, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Denver. So they made that mistake of not getting that beltway built, which I talked about. They didn't get that beltway built. When the federal government is paying, then you better build that. You better take the money. So they didn't build it, and they ended up building it as a toll road and an incomplete toll road. So you live and you learn. But Denver, I see some big time traffic problems coming to Denver, and I don't see any easy solutions for it either. Um, but we'll talk about that some other time. The Human Transit by Jared Walker. I've not heard of that. I'll have to keep looking at that. Quick Trip is quick. Absolutely. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like Quick Trip. Every time you go to Quick Trip, you come in, there's always somebody there. You can get in and out like so quick. So they live up to their name. So it's very quick. While you're in the Midwest, would you rather stop in? You know, I never been to them. I never went into any of the Maynards. Wawa has better food. That's true too. Yeah, Wawa does have better food in the sheets. Section of I-20 between Covington and Augusta is very outdated. True, but you know where Georgia's spending most of their money. You got when I was in Atlanta, they were rebuilding. They're rebuilding both Interstate 20 interchanges with 285. The weather sucks from November through March. Okay. Quick Trip or Quick Trip? Quick Trip with the Q. North Shenandoah Valley welcomes you. Oh yeah, I gotta get back out. I want to get out there. See, everything is so beautiful in October. You know, you just can't go everywhere in October. Is there an Interstate 666? Nope. And they will never be one. Just like they won't build the 777 interstate. You know, and there's no 420 interstate. You know, they already know that certain numbers you can't use. Somebody's gonna steal the sign. I-65. Oh yeah, I gotta do it. Have I been on all of I-65? I gotta think about that. Let me look at the map. I-65. Oh, you know what? I haven't been on I-65 between Nashville and Louisville, nor between Louisville and Indianapolis. So I got to get out there and travel those parts before I make the video. What else y'all talking about? Do you think I-73 will ever be finished? No, I don't. To be honest, I don't see, at least, well, in the next 10 years, I don't see anyone building I-73 except for North Carolina. I know Ohio reopened a study on it, but I see West Virginia like upgrading some parts of what's supposed to be it, but I don't think you're going to see a signed I-73 outside of North Carolina before 2040. If you want your mind blown, try driving in India. Yeah, I've seen some videos of driving in India. Oh boy. Oh man, I might have. I don't know. How do you make the audio quality in your driving videos so good? I use the one of the reasons I used the GoPro before. One of the reasons I prefer using my phone over the GoPro is the sound on the GoPro was it sounds kind of muffled, like muted. So that's one of the things too. I think the sound quality on the phone is really good. So that's one of the things that got me going back to my phone instead of using the GoPros. Oh, Germany. Okay, I appreciate you. Rollis Schmidt. Fellow Denverite. Oh, okay. My fellow Denverite working today on a Saturday. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing too. Also, when you do YouTube, a lot of people don't realize you gotta work a lot to do YouTube because people are always coming for your spot. The algorithm is algorithming, and if you don't work, then you don't eat. You gotta always be working. Do I think Interstate 3 will be built? Nope. Okay, where are we on the comments? The best downtown urban design. That's one I gotta think about there because a lot of places have pretty decent downtowns. So that's a good one. I had to sit down and think about that one. Now some places are smaller than others, like Charlotte, for example. So when I was in Charlotte, I was able to, outside of when I was going to college, I was able to, I lived in walkable areas in Charlotte, even though people don't think of walkability when they think of Charlotte. But Charlotte doesn't have as many walkable neighborhoods as some other places. Like here in Denver, there's a lot more walkable neighborhoods than like a Charlotte, for example. So yeah, some places are better than others. I have to think about that one. I-19 would continue north from Tucson. No, I don't see any reason for that. Vegas is hosting WrestleMania. Oh, you know what? That might be what it is. So we've already booked all our hotels for Vegas because I got some family hanging out with me because we're going on vacation first, and we were trying to figure out why the hotels are so much more expensive uh, in April. That's what it is. Okay, we thought it was like 420 or something. Okay, that makes perfect sense. When you cross in Canada, am I still mileage Mike? Well, we can convert miles to kilometers, right? Mike is awesome. I appreciate it. Brandon Smith. I had a guy in high school named Brandon Smith I went to school with. Does South Carolina have one of the worst interstates? Yeah, South Carolina has some of the worst roads, but they made some improvements. 85 is pretty good in South Carolina now. Sedona. Yep, Sedona. Oh, we got another super chat. We got another super chat from Fostings. Am I saying that right? Fostings. Fostings said, oh, $20. Oh, my. Oh, my. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Sending love from Columbia, South Carolina. Okay, okay. South Carolina. My fellow Carolinian. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, where were we? You guys, the comments are flowing in, man. Hard to keep up. What else we got? Trying to remember my place here. Why haven't they converted the section between 77 and I-85 into a freeway? It is mostly a freeway. To be a continuous freeway, they would have to redo the interchange with 85, and I don't see them doing that because if you look at the area around it, it's not worth redesigning anyway. It'd be very expensive, and it's a high social and political cost if you try to convert that last portion next to 85 into an interstate. I don't think the people in Charlotte want that. How many days are you traveling? I'm not traveling right now. I'm probably not going to travel anywhere until April. So since I came back from the Christmas break, I've been here just working in Denver. So I'm just going to be. I usually stay put in the winter. So kind of just putting in work. I'm from Georgia. Georgia. I-40 in Oklahoma. You love I-40 in Oklahoma? Ooh. Okay. Do you not get sleepy? What do you do to stay alert? You got to sleep. You got to get your sleep. You got to get your sleep. And you take a break if you need a break. And I'm not sponsored by them, but I do like a Celsius energy drink here and there. So that's not sponsored, but if they are watching, then shoot me an email. Opinion on Laredo's road infrastructure. It looked fine from what I saw. I wasn't in Laredo that long. I think I was there for like half a day, but I didn't see any big problem with Laredo when I was there. You do have other than that, I think it's called World Trade Center Bridge. That bridge was like filled with trucks. So going across the border. So I don't know what they're going to do about that, but coming down here in the winter. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. So when I used to live in Charlotte still, I used to go to Florida when it got cold in the winter. So, but now that I'm out west, we can go to Arizona, we can go to Texas, or we can go to California. So, yeah, I might go down to Texas next winter. That's not a bad idea. Do a video on I-77. Yeah, that's in the queue. Traffic in Myrtle Beach. Driving on 17 in Myrtle Beach was, oh man, it's stressful. But I think Myrtle Beach could use an east-west interstate, which I guess that's what I-73 is supposed to help with if it ever gets built. 12 Workshop said, congrats. Saluda, North Carolina, right off I-26. Oh, yeah, I know that area. Okay, appreciate it. I appreciate it. Hello from Atlanta. Would you ever accept gifts to a P.O. box? You guys want to do that? You guys want to send stuff to a P.O. box? I can put the P.O. box in the description on if you guys want to send stuff. I hadn't thought about that. I got a P.O. box. MARTA station sign. Oh yeah, okay, that'd be cool. Yeah, I actually rode MARTA again when I was in Atlanta. So I usually ride it from when I go to Atlanta, I usually stay in Sandy Springs and take MARTA to get to downtown instead of trying to drive and park down there. Go to Billings, Montana, Rapid City. Yeah, we're gonna get those. We're gonna get those. I actually went to Billings in 2024, but I got caught in the rain, so I didn't get to film it. I love driving I-70 from Denver to Grand Junction. Oh yeah, that's man. Yeah, Denver to Grand Junction. Yeah, that's beautiful drive. Beautiful drive. Well, I do Lincoln Highway from end to end. Yeah, in the future, probably not this year, but in the future, I would like to probably do something where I go to the beginning of one highway, let's say like Route 66 in Santa Monica or something, and drive all the way to the other end, and kind of do like a state by state video for you guys. I think that'd be pretty cool. So I might do that with some of the major U.S. highways. Why is somebody trying to call me? Let me put this thing on Do Not Disturb. Okay. What else we got? What do I think I-180 should be downgraded to Wyoming State Route 180? No, I like it there. I like the novelty. I like the novelty, the non-interstate interstate. Would you do a video on I-29? I will once I haven't driven in North Dakota yet, so that's why I haven't done I-29. Just found you, Mike. I'm starting my YouTube journey. I just want to say congratulations. Less than one. You are correct. I appreciate that. One Take Adventures. Shout out to you. Go check him out. He said he just started YouTube. So best of luck in that. Yeah, YouTube is, man, I always wish this was around when I was younger, man. Could have got started a long time ago. Bron or MJ? MJ, easy. And I'm a Lakers fan. But the GOAT is MJ. Yeah, LeBron's gonna get the longevity stats, but MJ is the GOAT. Like, come on, man. Six championships, 6 MVPs. Like, come on, man. He had to take a break just to give other teams a chance to win. But LeBron's great. He's top 3. He's top 3. He's definitely up there. Rule as in Hill County. Where's Hill County? What do I think of Denver? I like it so far. I do want to do a full video talking about Denver, but I think it's like I said, I like the walkability. The winter is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The people are friendly, from what I saw. Well, at least my experience. The people are pretty friendly here. People speak. People are very welcoming and inviting. It's pretty nice out here, and I can't complain about when you come out of the grocery store and you get to see these beautiful mountains every time you just walk outside. Like, you can't beat that. Mike is my favorite YouTuber. Glad to hear it. You have excellent taste. I-19 in Tucson to Nogales. Yeah, I got to get down there. I did Tucson, but I didn't quite get to Nogales yet. I-69, the construction is very slow. Yeah, because, unless Congress pays for it, unless the government pays for it, a lot of those states down there in the South, outside of Texas, probably won't get that much of I-69 done. Favorite NFL team? I followed the Panthers when I was in Charlotte, but I wasn't a hardcore Panthers fan, so if I decide to stay here in Denver, I might convert to the Broncos. Any plans for Highway 50? Eventually. I love your videos. Congrats on 100K 2023. Oh, appreciate it. Axel Mendoza. Shout out to you. I appreciate it. Small town, South Georgia. Any videos similar to the I-70? Yeah, actually, so 301 Rock. So actually, one of the things that's going to happen in the future is the way I did the Interstate 70 video in Colorado, I'm going to do more videos like that, like a more thorough breakdown where I'm stopping along the way, showing you guys some of the more tourist sites, take you along with me. I just got to figure out how to cut them down because that video is pretty long. So I'm going to cut them down. I want to keep them under no longer than maybe like 45 minutes at the most. But I do want to work on a format that's more similar to those videos. You got, because these longer ones that I do, the ones I'm doing now where I'm covering the whole interstate, I look at that kind of like an overview of the interstate. But you take it state by state, we can be more thorough. I can take you really, really the ins and outs of everything along the interstate. Can you get an interstate from Myrtle Beach? Get an interstate to Myrtle Beach. Well, 73 is supposed to go to Myrtle Beach. That's their interstate. What's the best cities that you travel to? We said that earlier. New York, San Diego, Seattle. I like Chicago too. I like a lot of places. Miami is nice. Interstate 77 through Virginia. Yeah, that's a nice one. Fancy Gap is beautiful. Wouldn't high-speed rail be built in the median of I-24? So here's the thing about that. You got to understand high-speed rail is for high volume, high capacity. I don't think you're going to get enough people. So hypothetically, if there was a high-speed rail between Chattanooga and Nashville, I don't think you'll get enough people to make that worth the capital expense on that corridor because it's not developed enough. There's only a few places in the U.S. that I think make sense for high-speed rail. I don't think that's one of them. I think some of the places like the Texas Triangle is great for high-speed rail, which they're planning one. Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Houston back to Dallas. That's a good spot for a high-speed rail. You can do one in Florida. Florida already has the Brightline, so don't necessarily need it over there. Yeah, there's a few places I would have to do more off the top of my head, but yeah, Texas is a good one. The Texas Triangle. Maybe Charlotte to Atlanta. Maybe. Oh, we got another $20 super chat. Oh my, you guys are showing out on this first Q&A live stream. Buy one BB. Buy one BBL, get one free. Okay. How bad was Robert Moses? He built the Triborough Bridge with high viaducts so ships can pass after completion. He landfilled the 3 small islands in today's Randalls, making the tall viaducts for ships pointless. Yeah, Robert Moses did some very questionable things. You know, this guy wasn't even an engineer. So they had this guy who didn't even know about anything about engineering deciding where all these roads go in New York City. That's crazy. Like how does that happen? How do you afford all these trips? It's insane. YouTube pays. YouTube pays very well. I'll just say that I make more than twice as much doing YouTube as I did working as an engineer. So the trips are self-funding. If you look at the Miles Mike Travels channel, I've monetized traveling in itself. So it pays for itself at this point. Now, early on, that wasn't the case. I used to, like I said earlier in the stream, I used to do Uber Eats on the side when I would travel some places. Stay in the cheapest hotels as possible sometimes stay in Airbnb rooms, so early on it wasn't the case, but at this point, yeah, it's all self-sustaining. It pays for itself. I do pretty well with the YouTube checks. The 15 from Vegas to Los Angeles is a real treat. Oh yeah. I drove it a long time ago when I was stationed out there. I can't wait to see it now. High-speed rail would make more money than the toll system, hands down. It could. I mean, I like what they did with Brightline in Florida, and the price was high, but I mean that's a great experience. So I think if you replicate, which they're already doing in Vegas, that LA to Vegas Brightline, so you replicate that model, I think that might have some merit to it because there was actually quite a bit of people using Brightline in Florida too. So, and that was a great experience. Like I would do that over flying. I would definitely do that over flying. You got your cell phone signal. You got a lot of space. Even if you're flying, you got to get first class to get that really, really good treatment. But when you take Brightline, you get like a first class experience, even with the normal ticket price. So when I rode Brightline, I actually wrote the script for that Florida Turnpike video on the channel while I was on the train. So that was pretty cool. So I think that bright line model is one that can be replicated. I-70 west from Denver to Eisenhower Tunnel. Oh yeah, man. There's nothing like I-70 in Denver. I mean, in Colorado, but I-70 in Utah is pretty nice looking too. It's just very empty. How many capitals have you visited? I've been to every state capital except for those 3 states that I haven't been to yet, and I haven't been to Pierre, or they call it Pierre, South Dakota. I haven't been there yet. Oh, and I haven't been to Jefferson City, Missouri. That's the other one. That's the other one I haven't been to. Love the in and outs along the way. Oh yeah, one of the cool things about when you live here out west is you got In and Out. We got In and Out Burger. Denver used to have beautifully synchronized lights. That must have been before I got here because I was just on Colorado Boulevard earlier, and there's nothing synchronized about those lights. Nashville's interstates has the worst traffic in the system. Yeah, they're definitely some of the worst. Let's get through these. We got a lot of comments. I didn't expect you guys to be this active. I'm a little surprised. I thought this was gonna be quick. Okay, I like it. I love it. We got a little time today. Video between different roundabouts. Hawaii DOT has got a parking lot version of the roundabout. I have to look that up. Hawaii DOT roundabout. I saw they had like a turbo roundabout in California also. I'm gonna take a look at that. We'll keep that in mind. Current upgrades, I-70, Caesar Royale. Oh, that's a video. I got an I-70 Missouri video coming up, so we're gonna talk all about that soon. Weather in ATL looks so okay. North Carolina wants an I-77. North Carolina might have to use I-777 because they're exhausting so many interstate numbers. You drove through Winchester, Virginia, right past my church. Oh, okay. Okay, Winchester. Oh, that was a couple years ago. That was like 2023, I think, Winchester, Virginia. There was a US 666 in New Mexico. Oh, man, that would have been cool. They have I-69. I'm surprised people haven't stolen those I-69 signs. Well, I'll do a video about I-97. That's the one in Maryland. Yeah, we can do that. That's a little short one, a little shorty. Yeah, we can do 97. Why doesn't Charlotte have it does have a north-south interstate. It has I-77. It goes directly north and south in Charlotte. I-475 proposal should be a complete loop. Yeah, that original orange route, if you look at that map, I didn't talk about it at the end, but if you look at that map, there was a southern section also. I'm not sure. I don't think they're studying that part right now, though. Oh, we got another super chat from Dreg8679. What did he have to say? He said, what is your favorite urban downtown area? I think somebody asked that earlier. That's a hard one. Like I really had to think about that one. I don't know off the top of my head because it's like I was saying, a lot of cities have a nice downtown. It's just once you get outside of downtown, some areas are still urban outside of downtown, and some areas everything falls apart once you get outside of downtown. So I really have to think about that because there are a lot of nice downtowns in America. But thanks for that super chat. Appreciate that. Okay, what else we got? Okay. I'm gonna find our place. Okay. Have you done the 495, 694 Twin Cities? 495. You talking about DC? I've filmed that already. I haven't talked about it on this channel. I am going to talk about 495 in DC soon on this channel. 694 in the Twin Cities. I filmed that, but I have not talked about that on this channel. Top 20 highways likely to become an interstate video. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's talk about that. Top 20 or highways that could become an interstate. I think that would be a decent video idea. Do I plan to go to Australia? Oh, of course. Oh, but of course. But of course, in Australia, they speak our language. They speak English. Yes, I got to get down there to Australia. 640 can be decommissioned and create 640 as a new. The only problem with 640 is that it doesn't cover that concurrency with 75 and 40. So that's why it's the limitation of 640. And then that ramp they got on 640 when you're getting from when you're trying to stay on 75 north, they got that one lane ramp. That I don't know who signed off on that. That's a terrible design to reduce a major interstate corridor to one lane. Like every time I've been to Knoxville, that ramp was backed up. So they need to update that like ASAP. Lunch over, got to get back to work. All right. Go get that money. Appreciate the support. Thanks for coming out. My fellow Denverite. 840 around Nashville should have been completed. Yeah, it should have been. Yeah, because you got limited use on the southern bypass. I did get to drive 840 last month though, for the first time. Illinois 490. Yeah, somebody mentioned that earlier. I have to look it up. Don't know much about that. Horrible road construction in South Carolina. Hey, well, at least they're constructing. South Carolina had that low gas tax. I remember we used to drive down to South Carolina from Charlotte to get the cheap gas. And when you drove on South Carolina's road, you saw the result of that cheap gas. Do you have any truck driver friends or associates? No, actually, no. I have met some truckers briefly while I've been driving. Like when I went to the Pacific Northwest, I met a guy over off of Interstate 84 in Oregon. And he gave me some tips on how to keep my windshield clean, because that's one of the things you got to constantly clean that windshield when you're doing these videos. So he told, I usually use invisible glass. He told me about the Dawn spray. So I'm going to try that when I run out of my invisible glass, I mean. Keep up the great work. Thanks, will do. So yeah, if you guys one of the things we're trying to do this year is be more consistent, more frequent with the content. So yeah, we got to try to do way more, trying to double the number of videos from last year. Do you think the I-87s will ever be connected? No, I don't think so, because I don't think, two reasons. I don't think the people on the Eastern Shore, that Delmarva Peninsula, I don't think they want an interstate out there because they don't want the growth that comes with interstates. And then I don't see, even though this would be nice, I don't see them building a bridge over the Cape May, New Jersey. I don't see them building a bridge over there. But it would be great though, because one of the reasons I-95 is so backed up in DC and other areas is because it's the only main route to get you north to south. So everything converges in DC. It's like the convergence of the north and the south. But if Interstate 87 went around, if you didn't have any business in DC or Baltimore, you would be able to take that. But I don't see that happening. We don't spend money on infrastructure like that anymore. So I don't see the U.S. having big project like that at this point in the game. So I doubt it. Once South Carolina DOT acquires the money, I-73 and I-74 will start in 2030. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's always about the money. Like, yeah, if the federal government doled out the money, then yeah, we have all these interstates completed. Same here with the Celsius. Yeah, Celsius. I remember I started drinking Celsius when I tried it out for the pre-workout, and it was great. And it seems to work so much better than Red Bull and Monster. And you don't get that crash. Will we ever see an interstate version of a roundabout? No, you won't, because by definition, interstates can't have roundabouts. It has to be grade separated intersections. Chesapeake, Virginia, shout out to you. That good seafood out there in Hampton Roads. I'm too scary to go to Texas. I heard the bugs are out of control there. Well, that's all over the South. So where I grew up in North Carolina, you guys probably heard of like cockroaches, but if you're in the South, they have these giant things. They call them water bugs, but they look like a giant roach. Like if you go outside, you'll see them like crawling around at night. Yeah, it's crazy out there. Yeah, there's some bugs in the South. That's another thing about Denver. So Denver, I haven't seen any flies. I haven't seen any mosquitoes. So You know, no mosquito bites, no none of that. I don't need any off. That is one thing about this area. My husband is obsessed with you. Will you ever do a video on how to work out on the road? Yeah, I think that's something we can do. I think we can do that. If you had to predict, would there be an interstate from Minneapolis to DC? Um, no, I think you can do that with existing interstates. No need for that. CJ3, shout out to you. I seen you in the building on several videos. Hello from Baltimore. I didn't know you were in B More. Okay, Baltimore. Baltimore. Okay. MARTA is exceptional by Boston standards. I have not tried to transit in Boston yet. Why'd you leave Charlotte? Uh, talked about that a little earlier in the stream. Eventually, I'll make a separate video. I'll make a video about that eventually. Breezewood is the only place. Yeah, they're upgrading Breezewood to an actual interchange soon. MARTA was great on the weekdays, but felt miserable on the weekends, and the buses weren't great. I heard they got some new trains for the MARTA, or at least they got something coming. I saw the video pop up on the timeline. You ever drove I-59 outside of the I-20 connector? I have not, actually. I've never driven the other portion of 59 by itself. MJ all day. Yeah, you got it. And you know MJ is from North Carolina, so come on, man. LeBron can't compete with MJ. Will you do part 2 of Orphan Interstates? Because there's some you missed. Maybe. I don't know. I got to look at the views. You know, I got to prioritize what's going to get the views. I got to see how well that Orphan Interstate video did. I got to go back and look and see what it's looking like. Okay. 676 in Jersey City. Will you do more Ontario drives? Yeah, actually, so when the Gordie Howe Bridge opens, I'm thinking about flying out to Detroit just to check out that bridge. So I might do that. I might do that whenever it opens. You know, Trump might be waiting on them to rename it to the Donald Trump Memorial Bridge. You know, that might get it open. I was in Denver early. Yeah, it was very warm out here. It's been very warm out here in Denver. Very warm. Mike wants to take a leap from country to country. Oh yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Compare Wilmington to Myrtle Beach. Which is the better vacation spot? Oh, that's a good idea. What's the better vacation spot between Wilmington and Myrtle Beach? I think resort wise and vacation wise, Myrtle Beach probably does have Wilmington beat. Did you know that? I think it changed back now, but I think it was the 2010 census. They removed Brunswick County from the Wilmington metro area and put it with Myrtle Beach, and the people in Wilmington went crazy over that. But I think in 2020 they put it back with Wilmington. Catch Mike and States travel. Oh, you're trying to catch me? Okay. Well, I'm glad to inspire others to travel because I think a lot of Americans don't realize how big our country is. I mean, I didn't realize it myself, but we have a very large country, very geographically diverse, even culturally diverse. And because a lot of people travel, they want to go to other countries. You know, I got to go to France. I need to go to Italy. I want to go to Japan, but you haven't even seen what's in your own backyard. This is a big country, and there's a lot of stuff in this country. A lot of beautiful stuff too. What camera do you use? I use my phone. Just use an iPhone. We got these powerful computers in our pocket. No need to spend all this extra money. Just use the iPhone or Samsung or whatever you got. You come into Plano again? Yeah. I just drove through Texas on the way back here, but I will definitely go back to Texas in the future. There used to be US 666. Ah, okay. High-speed rail from Chattanooga to Nashville will have to go to Atlanta to be worth it. Yeah, if they added Atlanta to it, it might be worth it. The other problem too, when you're talking high-speed rail, is that the same problem with trying to build new highways is right-of-way acquisition. For high-speed rail, you want it to stop in a busy area. One of the things I didn't like about Brightline in Florida was that the Orlando takes you to the airport. So the problem with taking you to the airport in a lot of American cities, especially in the South, is that you got to get in a car to get from the station to your destination. So it makes, if you got to do all these transfers and you got to get back in the car anyway, a lot of people will just drive a car. So Right away acquisition is hard to get in the middle of the cities, but that's the most ideal place for the high speed rail train stations. It's like right there in the heart of the city because there's a lot of stuff within walking distance. If a city does have transit, they at least have it in the middle of the city. Would a Missouri high speed rail system work? I don't know about that. St. Louis to Kansas City, maybe. I don't know about that one. What did you think of the construction on I-64 in Missouri? It wasn't that bad for me because I caught it when there wasn't that much traffic. You done videos of many different types. Which type of the reduced left turn conflict intersections do I prefer? Well, in a low traffic area, I prefer the roundabout. For the high volume areas, I kind of like that. I like the New Jersey jug handle. The problem with the jug handle though is that it takes a lot of space to build an actual ramp, and it costs more money. But I like the jug. I think the jug handle works the best because if you drive on US 1 in New Jersey, you can go for a long distance without having to stop because of those jug handles. Love your channel. Are you planning? What's that? Oh, planning to cover all the interstates. Different parts. It was never really my goal to just like cover all the interstates in general. Like I've driven on most of it, but you notice I don't film everything that I drive. So I'll eventually travel on all of them, but I'm not sure I'll actually film all of them because some of them are just like I could film them, but it's like do I really want to film I-29 all the way through the Dakotas? Do I want to film Interstate 80 in South Dakota, or what's the other one? 94. I think it's 94 in North Dakota. No, it's 90 in South Dakota, 94 in North Dakota. Yeah, like those stuff like that. Like I don't see the point in. I won't say never, but I don't feel that inclined to film those entire interstates. LA video coming soon? Maybe. I'm going to briefly be in LA in April. Before visiting Texas in the winter, how much time we got? Oh, we've been on here for 2 hours, almost 2 hours. Jeez. Okay, it's almost 5 o'clock. I do got to eat some lunch. I haven't even eaten yet today. Congrats on 100K. I appreciate it. Thank you for providing the content. Benton Harbor, Michigan. US 31. I don't know. I have to look in that area. Michigan's another place I got to get back to. I didn't explore Michigan as much as I want to. I didn't even get all the way up to the Mackinac Bridge. So I definitely got to get back to Michigan. Atlanta's downtown is clearly the best. Atlanta has a nice downtown too. I do. See, the thing is with Atlanta, I hate the traffic of the downtown connector, but it is a lovely urban drive. It is one of the best. Driven the entirety of I-97. Yeah, I think I-97 is one of the ones that a lot of people have driven the entirety of. Chicago's one of my faves. Yeah, I like Chicago. Chicago. Where would Interstate 1 go? I don't think you got anywhere to put Interstate 1 because Interstate 5 is already too close to the coast. So I think we're out on that one. Unless you're going to put it in Hawaii, renumber one of the Hawaii interstates to Interstate 1. Oh, we got another super chat. Who we got here? We got Paul Forrester just showing love. $4.99 super chat. Shout out to you, sir. Appreciate that. Okay. If you need a cameraman, I'm your guy. I might in the future. So one of the other formats we're working on this year is more of the state of infrastructure videos. So I'm gonna be doing some more on the ground exploration of cities this year. What's up, Mike? What's up? If you drive I-10 construction, what's the reaction to the I-10 elevation project in Houston? I'm going to talk about the Houston project here in maybe in the next 2 to 3 months. Oh, okay, I-490. Yeah, we talked about that one earlier. Broomfield in the house. Shout out to Broomfield. Yeah, neighbors out there in the suburbs. Okay, I know Broomfield. Driving and delivering. Okay, Broomfield. The city and county of Broomfield. Are they currently digging and widening the second interstate along the Delmarva? I haven't heard about that. You had to send me that. I haven't heard anything about that. Where'd you go to college and what type of engineering did you study? I went to UNC Charlotte for civil engineering. You need to try Ghost engineering. So I haven't heard of that one. No. Ghost. I had to be on the lookout. 587 in New York only has roundabouts. Oh yeah. Collab with, oh yeah, somebody mentioned Control City Freak earlier. A video of the best downtowns. Okay. You don't want to drive in Boston? If you can drive in New York, you can drive anywhere. Terrified of flies. Oh yeah. In the South, you're gonna get all types of creatures and critters and bugs and palmetto bugs. So for the Marine Corps, I was stationed. Boot camp is in Paris Island, South Carolina. Just to give you an idea, they have something out there called sand fleas. And when I was out there after the first month, like my arms were like covered in these little dots from all these bites because the drill instructors make you stand there like this and just let the bugs bite you. They call it discipline. And so I almost looked like I had the chicken pox for a little while. Like that, the bugs are terrible out there in the South. MJ just got the Daytona 500 diamond ring. Yeah, I saw that. So, you know, he's winning again. He couldn't quite get it right with the Hornets, but the Hornets are looking pretty good now. Finally. Hello from Laplace. Is it Laplace or Laplace? I know they got the French influence down there in Louisiana. I never did a US 101 video. I haven't driven all of US 101, so I haven't. I try not to talk too much about places I haven't been to yet, so that's probably why. But I've driven a portion in the Bay Area now, but I haven't driven a portion north of the Bay Area, nor the part between San Francisco and LA yet. MJ day one, okay. You had a lawsuit against NASCAR? I didn't hear about that. The Marine Interstate System? I got to look into that. I don't know much about it. Have I been to Corolla Beach? I have not. I've been to the Outer Banks, but I didn't get up to Corolla. Are you fascinated with railroad? Not so much like roads. Railroads are cool, but I'm more of a road guy. I'm more into the roads than the railroad infrastructure. So I dabble in all things, but all things transportation. But primarily, I was always about the roads. What do you think about 85 rail connection from ATL Greenville to Charlotte? I think they're working. I think they're studying that. That could be a good one right there because that corridor is growing pretty fast. All those areas are growing pretty fast, so that could be a good connection. If you can get the stations in the right area, that can really be pretty good. When will I go back to Miami? Florida's not on the docket for this year. Possibly next year, but I got so many places I got to travel, and then I still gotta get out here in the community in Denver and meet and interact with people here. So it's like so you gotta spend some time in the base city, But maybe next year. So we'll see about Florida again. Florida's always fun too, and you guys do like the Florida videos. Florida videos get a lot of views. Railroad infrastructure needs overhaul. One of the problems with the rails is that they're privately owned too. So with them being privately owned, you got to go through these corporations to get anything done. I just like listening to Mike's voice. Appreciate it. Mr. Mike, where are you at with Divergent Diamonds? I love Divergent Diamonds. I think they work great. In fact, I did an old video about Divergent Diamonds when I first started making these videos, but I think it's time for an updated version because I got some more thoughts about them now. And plus, I'm gonna give you guys a demonstration like I always do of a Divergent Diamond. So we got a couple out here in Colorado. I think I found one I can go check out. What have you heard about Interstate 49 in Arkansas? I think they're building that bridge over what is it? The Red River near Fayetteville? Or no, Fort Smith. That's the latest update I heard about I-49 in Arkansas. Biggest culture shock moving from North Carolina to Colorado. The dryness. So in Colorado, you gotta have chapstick. It's so dry out here, your lips get like in North Carolina. I never really use chapstick except like maybe in the winter. So it's that dry climate and everything that comes with it. That's probably the biggest culture shock. The other thing is that comes with this dry climate is the temperature. So I remember when I first got here, I went out. I went out one night to go to a bar, go meet someone at a bar, and I looked at the temperature and I saw it was 68 degrees. I was like, okay, I can wear a t-shirt. But little did I realize that in this climate, if the sun is not out, then that 68 over here feels cold. So that was a pretty cold night. So that's your adjustment. That the things that come with a dry climate. The elevation didn't bother me that much because I was in Utah before I came to Denver. So I think I was already kind of used to the elevation. If I-49 was completed in its entirety, which section would you film? Well, I'll film the whole thing, but I think the most interesting part will probably be the Arkansas portion because north of Arkansas is what is that? Let me look at the map. Is it Kansas or is it Missouri? What is it? That route? Oh, it's Missouri first. Okay. Yeah, I think Arkansas will have the most interesting portion, especially that. I don't know if they'll ever do it, but the portion in Southwest Arkansas that's supposed to replace US 71, that would be pretty sweet to see. Buy one BBL got another super chat. Okay, what did he say this time? Got the most interesting name in the chat. Road videos of American territories would be fun. Puerto Rico, Guam, U.S. Virgin Islands, American Samoa, and the Northern Mariana Islands. Virgin Islands drive on the left. Oh, they do. I didn't know they drove on the left in the Virgin Islands. Yeah, those would be interesting. Those would be very interesting. It'd be a lot easier to get to the American territories too than the foreign countries. So yeah, I will keep those in mind. And I don't think there's much driving footage of those places either. So if I film those places, I'll have some very unique footage on YouTube. Would you drive to the Mexican border? Yeah, I've driven to the border already on the Laredo video, but I want to get down into Mexico at some point. When will I-11 from Phoenix to Las Vegas be complete? Probably when we're in the ground. I try to avoid 75, 85 when possible. Yeah, I try to as well. Try to get with Road Guy Rob to do a collab. Oh, y'all seen? I've seen Road Guy Rob. I've seen him on my feed a few times. Okay, yeah, I know about Control City Freak. Which U.S. region would you like to film more content? Out west. I mean, I think the West has the more interesting scenery by far. The Eastern U.S. has definitely more cities if you want to explore more cities. But I really want to get to Southern California, and I want to film the Northeast and the Midwest in the warmer months. Get back out there when it's warm, so I can really see what these places look like. You know, when everything's nice and green. In Sacramento, we have a horrible system. What's the best solution for improvement in Sacramento? I have to look into it. When I was in Sacramento, the traffic didn't seem that bad. It was just the construction area where they were working on I-80 seemed pretty bad. But outside of that, Sacramento wasn't that bad, in my opinion. Maybe it was just when I was there. Sand fleas. Oh yeah. Check out the sand fleas in South Carolina, Paris Island, South Carolina. Will you drive through the Hampton Roads? Oh, absolutely. See, that's another thing that's good about making more money from YouTube now is that when new things pop up, I can just, if it's close enough to drive, I can drive out there. If I have to fly, I can hop on a plane. So when the Hampton Roads Bridge expansion opens, I definitely will try to get out there. I got to get out of Texas too, because that bridge that opened in San Antonio, I still haven't got to drive over that yet. Not San Antonio, Corpus Christi. I got to get out there. Would you go to South Africa? Oh, of course. Yeah, we're going to go to South Africa. Absolutely. I-24 video is awesome. I appreciate it. Oh, you took a Greyhound. Oh, wow. Yeah, that used to be one of the main ways of travel back in the day. Really like the interstate videos. Appreciate it. Thoughts on Sam Houston's Ship Channel Bridge? Uh, don't know too much about that one. I remember driving over it, but I can't remember if I felt any type of way about it. Have I refilmed Tennessee? Hold on, have I refilmed Tennessee? Yeah. I got a few. I got a few Tennessee videos coming. I got a few. I didn't stay there that long, so it's a more quick one. But I got 840 in Nashville. Got 24 in Nashville again. Got some Chattanooga stuff. Got 269 in Memphis. So you're gonna like that. I got the new I-55 interchange out there in Memphis. I filmed that, so that's coming. You're gonna see that soon. They did a good job with that too. It was very impressive. Now they just got to update that old bridge. Just wondering, since some Chattanooga videos are still members only right now. Oh yeah. So the members only. If you want to see them early, you can join the members only. But for if you don't want to pay for the membership, you will see them eventually at some point. No matter how much construction, I-820 will never be finished. Well, the problem with I-820, I think you're talking about the one in Texas. The problem with that is, like I told you guys, when it comes to express lanes, every place that has a configuration where there's 2 free lanes and 1 express lane, it's a disaster. I don't know why DOTs even do this. They did the same thing in Charlotte on I-77. You don't add an express lane until you have at least 3 general purpose lanes. And everywhere I've seen it done otherwise has been a disaster. You want to drive from the lower 48 all the way to Alaska. That would be pretty cool. I'm not sure how. I'm still debating. I haven't decided if I want to drive from the States to Alaska through Canada, or should I just fly to Alaska and rent a car? I don't know. I still haven't decided on that. US 301 Potomac River Bridge to bypass DC. Yeah, you can use that one, but the problem is you still got to get back on 95 after DC, don't you? And that 301 is not a freeway, so you got a lot of stoplights. Real Guy Rob released a video that was a collab with Traffic Light Doctor. I haven't heard of Traffic Light Doctor. Yeah, I don't watch as much. So when I first started, I used to watch more creators. I don't watch other creators as much now. I'm just too busy trying to work on my own videos. But I try to Traffic Light Doctor. I'll try to see if I can have time to check it out. Have you driven down Pacific Coast Highway? I drove the portion between Monterey and down to Big Sur last September. But they still got, south of that, I think it's still closed right now, so you can't even keep going all the way. Need some Alaska videos? We do need Alaska and Hawaii. What's my favorite interstate of all time? I don't know what my favorite interstate of all time is. The most beautiful is I-70 out here in Colorado. But favorite all time? Not sure. Got a fondness for I-95 because that's the closest one to where I grew up, the first one I ever drove on. And I still remember the first time I ever drove on 95 was Wilson, North Carolina. We were on our way to Raleigh from Wilson. And I remember my mom and my grandma were in the car and I was driving, so I was still new to driving back then. And I got onto the highway and I'm going like 45 miles per hour, scared to merge into the traffic. So, because all these cars are just shooting by like at 60, 70 miles per hour. Oh man, scary times. But yeah, I-95 was the first interstate. Do you think it's weird that there's not a signage for Philadelphia in Maryland? Yeah, that is pretty strange. I found that strange when I first went there. But New York is so dominant that they got New York signs all the way down there in the DC area. So New York takes precedence over everything. Thoughts on the Big Dig project? Was it worth it? I do want to do a video about the Big Dig. I want to get back to Boston, though. I want to spend like 2 weeks in Boston and really, really get a feel for the traffic in Boston before I make a commentary on it. That's why I haven't done that yet. Texas 99 was built. How long do you travel around the Grand Parkway? I got a video of Texas 99 on my other channel. I think it was like 50 minutes, maybe. There's other part that still hasn't been built yet also. What advice do you give someone thinking about starting channels similar to yours? Figure out, well, the first thing, if you want to get on YouTube, you got to be doing something you love doing, because The first 13 months that I was on YouTube, I didn't make any money. And if you don't love it, you're gonna get frustrated that you're not making money because you're gonna be spending a lot of money. If you're traveling, it costs money to travel. So the first 13 months that I was doing YouTube, I didn't make any money. I was just spending money traveling and filming these videos. So the first thing, you got to make sure you're doing something you love doing, and if it takes a year or two to make money, you're cool with that. Because if you're doing it just for the money, you're gonna burn out really quick. And the next thing, you got to find something unique. You got to find something that um, that someone else hasn't done already. So even if you're doing travel or driving content, you got to figure out your own style to do it that's unique to you. Because the way I did it was, I saw other guys who made videos before. I saw, shout out to Freeway Jim. I saw him back in the day. I saw some other guys who made videos, and I said, what can I bring that's different than other people? And it was a slow grind, but eventually, it snowballed, and here we are today. So yeah, so you got to find your lane, and you got to stick to it. You got to be willing to do it when there's no money coming in. If you were to film Charleston in 2026, keep in mind they drive horrible down there. Oh yeah, I do need a new Charleston video. My old Charleston video is pretty low quality, so I am over time refilming some of the old videos. I like to travel on Greyhound. Oh man, I heard the Greyhounds are pretty rough to travel on these days. Not sure if there's proposals for upgrading. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if North Carolina's doing another interstate, I-777, the Heavenly Highway. Definitely get a car in Alaska. There's so many things to check out. I can't wait. I think when I do Alaska, I'm probably going to try to do at least like 3 weeks, maybe a month out there. I can't wait. Florida can give Texas a run for their money. Yeah, you are right about that, man. The first time I went to Florida, man, I was so amazed by how beautiful the roadway infrastructure was out there. Just a lot of tolls. You got to be ready to pay those tolls. I-35 isn't scenic enough. Yeah, I don't think I-35 really has that much like scenery. It's not. The only part of I-35 that I really thought was scenic was Duluth. Duluth looked pretty nice. But even then, it's not even necessarily the part on 35. It's once you get to the North Shore after 35 ends. Ridge Road Drive in LA or San Diego. Well, when I do Southern California, I'm probably going to start in San Diego. But when I go to Vegas in April, I'm going to stop in LA first because I want to do that drive from LA to Vegas. We need a Road Geek convention. Get you, Road Guy Rob, Control City Freeway Jim. Oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know where people live. It might be hard to get people all in the same location. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. My favorite interstate is 95. Seattle had their version of the Big Dig. They tore down the Alaska Way Viaduct. Oh yeah, I saw the area when I was in Seattle. I like what they did with the area. It looks pretty nice over there. The way they have it now. Several Michiganders in the chat. Any thoughts on I-10 and I-55 in Louisiana? Yeah, I-10 in Louisiana is an infrastructure disaster ready to happen because all those bridges they have over those swamps and bayous have to be replaced. The date is coming due as far as the lifespan on those bridges, and there's going to be a lot of money needed to update those bridges. Drone footage and comment about, okay. Try Mexican inner city buses. I feel bad for Memphis. Kind of wish Tennessee could secure funding in the future for western half of 269. If 269 went over the Mississippi River, it would get a lot more use. They actually need it. They could use another Mississippi River crossing too. Roadway Wiz, yeah, I've heard of him. Check out Noel Phillips. He took 2 Greyhound trips. It was rough. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My little brother rode on Greyhound from Charlotte back to my hometown, and he was telling me how bad it was. So yeah, I heard they were pretty rough these days. Thoughts on Vancouver, British Columbia? I have not been there yet. US 50 in Nevada. Oh, excuse me. Nevada, right? Nevada. Yeah, yeah. I would love to get on US 50 out there. PCH south of Big Sur. Oh, it's reopened. Okay, okay, cool. Bel Air Boulevard. Where's that? Where's Bel Air Boulevard? Is that LA? What state is the most speeding ticket happy? Probably Virginia. Virginia has all those on both 85, especially on 85. They got the tall trees in the median, and the cops hide and the state troopers hide in the median. And then you already know about 95 in Emporia. And they do it on 64 too. Like Virginia is just a speed trap state, and they don't let you use radars either. What are your thoughts about the 2011? Did it have impact on your everyday life? No, I didn't even know about Joplin back in 2011. There are ferries from Washington to Alaska. Yeah, but I'd rather drive and take the ferry. Can I delete videos off my channel? Why would I delete videos? What do you think about all these townhomes popping up everywhere? They're good for more dense housing. They make better use of the space. I'd rather have a single family home. Yeah, I'm saying when I buy a property, it's going to be a single family home though. I don't want to, because a lot of times townhomes and condos have HOAs and they're harder to resell too if you ever need to get out of them. Generally speaking, so whenever I buy property, which I don't plan on buying property anytime soon because I haven't decided exactly where I want to live long term. I don't know. I don't know for sure if Denver's the spot just yet. So we're just gonna rent for now. If you ever go to Anchorage, go to 49th State Brewery and try the Yak Burger. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds interesting. Yak Burger. Okay. My last ride to Mexicans was Nuevo Laredo to Mexico City with no food and no food. Now we can deal without Wi-Fi because we got cell phones, but no food. Oh man. Central New York. We have unlimited construction moving I-81 to the outer loop. Yeah, the I-81 relocation does make sense in Syracuse because Syracuse is declining in population. So that removal actually does make sense. When are you going to Little Rock? I just went to Little Rock last month. Oh, Bel Air in Houston. Oh, okay. Have you driven Eisenhower Tunnel? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was one of the first things I did when I got out here was drive through there. 5.0 V8 Genesis. Oh, yeah. Got some power right there. Okay. So we're almost to the end. Well, we've been on here over 2 hours. All right, guys. Any last questions? I think we're gonna wrap it up here in about 10 minutes. Yeah, I gotta get out and enjoy the Saturday evening. Get some food. Oh, stomach's growling. Okay. They both involve main routes around the beltways. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It doesn't make sense because when you buy, one thing people forget about when you buy a house is you're not just paying the mortgage. You got to maintain that thing and you got to pay the taxes. And if you don't actually gain in property value, then you're going to, you might end up taking a loss after, if you decide you don't want to live there. So I don't have a problem renting for now. Still getting a feel for Colorado though. It may or may not be the spot for the long term. You should film I-49 heading north out of Joplin to Lamar. Yeah, I do want to get back out there. Missouri's not that far from Denver, but man, that drive between Denver and Kansas and Topeka. Once you get to Topeka, it's not that bad, but that drive between here and Topeka, oh man, I shiver at the thought of driving that again. Ooh. Anchorage freeways, yes, I can't wait. What camera for the car videos? iPhone. I use my phone. What's the worst interstate? Got to think about that one. What's my idea of good nightlife when I travel? Well, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm not in my 30s anymore. So I'm not a fan of nightlife where there's a lot of loud music and all that stuff. So I like to do more like a speakeasy or like an upscale bar or something like that. I like to be places where you can actually socialize and hear yourself talk because you want to talk to people. So the loud music clubs and stuff, like I don't do that anymore. Just somewhere like nice, like a whiskey lounge or something like that's pretty nice. I found a good one when I was in downtown Portland. I forgot what it's called, but I'll probably talk about that when I talk about my time in Portland in the future. But yeah, I like a nice little something like that, like just something quiet. Have a good night, everyone. 504 Road Trips. Oh yeah. I've seen that channel. I think he's out of Louisiana. I think he commented on one of my videos before. Shout out to 504 Road Trips. What are your thoughts on I-95 being 8 lanes in all of North Carolina? It's about time. I drove through Fayetteville and I did a good job on that updated portion that they finished already. Oh, the gold medal hockey match. Yep. Don't forget. Okay. Fort Mill intersection. I have not seen that. Would you try Asian food in Bel Air? Oh yeah. I love Asian food. Yeah, we got a Thai restaurant right here across the street from me. I go there quite often. It's incredible how many roads and miles you drive. Oh yeah, man, I love this. I love this, man. I love this. I'm actually fighting the urge right now to go on a road trip. I'm fighting the urge to stay here and make these videos instead of going on another road trip. So rather be stuck on I-95 in Miami. Yeah, I prefer the. I'm not a big fan of Miami proper. I like Fort Lauderdale, but I like Fort Lauderdale because it's close to Miami, but it's not Miami. But I do like South Florida better than Orlando. I heard there's stretches of I-70 between Kansas City and St. Louis that are boring. Oh yeah, definitely. Peace out. What time is it? Okay. Last comments. We're gonna go ahead and get up out of here in a couple minutes. Appreciate everybody coming out. Welcome to the 40s Club. Oh yeah, getting old. Florida sounds so cool. Recommend going to New York in the winter. Yeah, I had enough of New York in the winter. I want to go there when it's warm next time. You should be an interstate. I guess you could say I'm an influencer. I mean, we got 100K now, guys. We official influencer. So I guess you could say that. Are heavier EVs too punishing for our roads? I know it's not politically popular, but I think gas taxes should be significantly higher, and eventually we should we got to figure out some other way to fund the roads. What brand of whiskey for drinking at home? At home, I like what's the Maker's Mark 46? It's pretty cool. You can sip on that, get your little cube, and then the what's the other one? That's my main go-to. I like Woodford Reserve as well sometimes. Welcome to the Unk Club. Yeah, shout out. Appreciate everybody for coming out. Appreciate it. This was had a lot more people in here than I expected. We had 100 plus the whole time. New York about to get 20 inches. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I can't live in the Northeast. See, even when it does snow in Denver, it melts real quick. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Gonna go get some food, and everybody enjoy your Saturday night. Thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks for everybody to help the channel get to 100K. More videos are coming. I'll see you on the next trip.